Hello everybody, welcome to Verbling classes. My name is Lorraine and I'm from Canada. Today I'd like to do something that I don't normally do, and that is a speaking class. It's just a casual discussion I'd like to have on the topic of global warming. So I'd like to find out from people from all over the world how global warming is affecting them, and what kinds of things need to be done about it. Do we have any suggestions? Are different countries taking a bigger role in trying to solve global warming? And yeah, so that kind of thing. So if you're interested in joining the class, please do, and we can get started having a discussion. All right, so I know that we have several people who have reserved seats in the class, and I'm just waiting for those people to join in, and then we can get started. So have you noticed any effects of global warming in your country? If so, what kinds of things are being affected? Here in Canada, we are finding that different places that used to get a lot of rainfall now don't get as much, like out on our prairies. It's quite dry, and yet other parts of our country are getting flooded. So this is a sign of climate change, which tends to be caused by global warming. So I'm just waiting for somebody to join the class, and then we can get going. And so far, we don't have anybody. So I will wait for about 5 minutes or 6 minutes. And if we still don't have any people to join in the conversation, then I will probably close the class. So please, let's have some people join in so that we can keep this class going. It's an interesting topic. It's an important topic to everybody, and I think that it would be great to have a discussion about it. So just waiting. We have lots of viewers, so don't be shy. Come on in and join in the discussion. Maybe somebody could tell me the difference between global warming and climate change, or do you know if people in your country have done things to help prevent global warming? Let us know. I'm just waiting for people to join in. Okay. If you have a ticket, you can join the class. Thanks, Whisper. Please come on, join the class so that we can have a discussion. I'm wondering where my hello. I'm wondering where my people who have reserved are. They should be coming into class now. So I'm just waiting for people to arrive in class. The topic today is global warming. So I know that global warming is affecting everybody all over the world. So join in the class and let us know how it's affecting you in your part of the world. Do you think that governments are doing enough to try and stop global warming? Is your government doing enough? I know that my government here in Canada is probably not doing all that needs to be done to stop global warming, because it is wrapped up in economic issues as well. For us here in Canada, we have an oil producing tar sand, which when you take the oil out, of course, it is causing some environmental damage, and to burn the oil also causes trouble with greenhouse gases. So in Canada, we need to do more about stopping global warming. What about in your country? Ah, we have somebody. Hello, Carmenza.
Hello, how are
Hello.
you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
That's good. So we're just going to discuss about global warming. What country are you from, Carmenza?
I'm from Colombia. I
From
live in
Col
Bogota.
I'm sorry, what was the end?
I live in Bogota. I'm from
Oh, in
Colombia.
Bogota. Oh,
Yeah,
very nice. I
yeah,
always wanted to visit Bogota.
yeah.
I would like to visit Colombia, yes. Last year I visited Venezuela. So
Oh,
now I would like to visit Colombia and Brazil. I would like to go there.
yes, it's a beautiful place.
It is, yes. South America is a lovely, lovely continent. I'm enjoying exploring it. I think the next place I am going is Peru. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
My sister is now in Cusco.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
she traveled on Saturday and will be there for 1 week. She
Okay.
said it's a very beautiful place too. Yeah.
Yeah. Have
Uh,
you ever been to another country?
yes, I have been in Europe, in Spain,
Oh, yeah.
and I went to USA, and I went to Chile and Ecuador,
Oh, wow.
um, and to Mexico too.
Oh,
It's
and what was your
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This year
what?
I will going to Toronto, and
Oh,
then I
yes.
will going to Chicago. Yeah,
Wow. And when are you going to Toronto?
on October.
In October. Ah, I live just outside of Toronto. It takes me 40 minutes to go to Toronto.
Oh, beautiful! I like to know Toronto.
In
I
in October, Toronto will be nice. In
Yes,
December and
but
January, no.
why? It's so cold.
It's
So
so
cold.
cold and snowy. Woo.
Yeah.
Not nice. October is very beautiful. In October, all of the maple trees turn color and they're all red and orange and gold. It's very, very beautiful. Very nice time.
But
Yeah.
it's cold too, or not?
It's cool. It's cool. It would be maybe 10 to 15 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not too bad. It's when it's minus 15 that's not nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Carmenza, I think we'll start because I have you and we can read. We're going to read an article about global warming, and then we're going to discuss it. Hopefully by then some more people will join us. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm going to do a screen share so we can see the article. There we go. Can you see the article?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so read the first paragraph and I'll read the second.
Okay. The world's oceans have warmed 50% faster over the last 40 years than previously thought due to climate change. Australian and US climate researchers reported Wednesday higher ocean temperatures expand the volume of water, contributing to a rise in sea levels that is sub, sub, how do you say?
Submerging, submerging.
Submerging small island nations and threatening to work havoc in low-lying, densely populated delta regions around the globe.
Okay. Wreak havoc just means to create a lot of destruction.
Okay,
That's
like
havoc. Yeah. So with the water rising up, all of the small island nations that are very low level, the water is going to go right over top of the islands. And they will be in water, not very good for living in. The study, published in the British journal Nature, adds to a growing scientific chorus of warnings about the pace and consequences rising oceans. It also serves as a corrective to a massive report issued last year by Nobel-winning UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, according to the authors. Okay, and you read the next one.
Rising sea levels are driven by two things: the thermal expansion of sea water and additional water from melting sources of ice. Both processes are caused by global warming. The ice sheet that sits up atop Greenland, for example, contains enough water to raise world ocean levels by 7 meters 23 feet, which would vary sea level series from Dhaka to Shanghai.
Whoa, okay, thank you. Trying to figure out how much each of these factors contributes to rising sea levels is critically important to the understanding of climate change and forecasting future temperature rises, scientists say. But up to now, there has been a perplexing gap between the projections of computer-based climate models and the observations of scientists gathering data from the oceans.
The new study, led by Katia Dominguez of Center of Australian Weather and Climate Research, is the first to reconcile the models with observed data, using the new techniques to assess ocean temperatures to a depth of 700 meters to
700.
2,300 feet from 1961 to
2003.
2003. It shows
Yes.
that thermal warming contributed to a 0.53 millimeter per year rise in sea levels rather than the 0.32 mm rise reported by the IPCC.
Okay, good. All right, so this article is just talking about how much heat we're getting on our planet and the fact that it is melting the ice and snow, and causing sea levels to rise. This in turn is going to flood areas that have high populations, and therefore that's going to be a big problem because there are people who are going to be pushed out of their homes and they'll have to flee to higher ground. So, Carmenza, what comes to mind when you think of global warming? What does it mean to you?
I think it's a very big problem, and I think we have to do something about it. I think we have to wake up and do something. In our country, there are a town, Neiva, and the studies say that it will increment the temperature for one or 2 grades in 5 years. It will be terrible because it's a very, very hot place, and it will be, how do you say, infierno?
Yes, an inferno. We say the same in
Yeah.
English, an inferno, yes. What is the temperature there now? What is the highest it reaches?
33 Celsius grades.
33
Yeah.
Celsius?
Yes.
33 isn't too bad. I was speaking to somebody, I think it was from Saudi Arabia, and he says sometimes it gets to be 50 degrees Celsius.
Mm,
50.
mm.
Crazy.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
would anyone live like
infierno,
that? That's
infierno.
so hot. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Uh, I'm studying prospective, you know, future studies.
Yes.
And then when I make the prospective uh, scenarios, how do you say? Uh, when you want to think about the future, you have
Yes.
to think about the weather, and your plans change all the time. Your plans are others for that kind of things. You can plan a very nice mm, a very nice situation, but it changes when you think about weather.
Okay.
It's very different.
So what you're saying is when the weather changes, the type of plants that can grow there will also change? Is that
Yeah,
what you mean? Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Yes, yeah, I can see that. One of the things that happens too is the different animals that live in a particular area. For instance, in Canada, we are quite far north, and we never used to have a creature called an opossum. They were southern creatures. I don't know if in Colombia you have opossums. They are a marsupial,
Oh,
little animal, and something like a kangaroo, in that it carries its young in a pouch.
mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Okay, okay, yes, yes, yes.
normally they don't come this far north, but in the last 10 years we have been getting them. So
Why?
that's something that's different. It isn't a bad thing or a good thing, but it is a clue that the climate is changing so that these creatures can now live here. This also becomes important because sometimes we get some diseases that are coming further north. For instance, there is an insect called a tick, and I'm sure you have ticks in Colombia. They had them in
Yes, sure.
Venezuela.
We have all of insects. All of
Well,
them are here.
the ones that are further south in North America carry a disease called Lyme disease. Not all of them, but many. And we never used to have that disease here, but now we are finding people getting Lyme disease here in Ontario, where 10 years ago that never would have happened. So it does affect even the kinds of illnesses that you start to see when climate changes.
And
Do
it's
you?
very difficult for the doctors when you go to the doctor. They say,
Yes,
what's that? What?
that's right. And many people got misdiagnosed. The doctors didn't know what it was and treated them for different things. A
Yeah.
friend of mine who is an eye surgeon. He does operations on eyes. He got very ill, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. But after, I think it was a year where he couldn't work, he couldn't do anything, and then somebody finally realized that he had Lyme disease. But he had got it when he was in the States, in the southern states. So they, in the doctors here didn't recognize it. They didn't know what it was.
Yes.
So big problem, yeah, for sure.
Yes, it was in Colombia. If you go to the doctor in Bogota, they never know about some illness that you can get in other place like Cali. There are illness, disease. You call it dengue.
Dengue, yes, dengue
Yes,
fever. Yeah.
it's for an insect too. And if you go to the doctor in Bogota, they never know about
Oh,
it.
is that really?
Yeah.
Oh, so Bogota then is not on the coast,
No, it's in the mountain.
right?
We
Yeah.
are 200 no, 2,600 meters
Okay.
under the sea. Under?
No, above,
Above,
above. If you
above.
were
Yeah.
under the sea, you would be a fish.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Do you have any idea what the difference is between global warming and climate change?
Global warming. Uh, Global warming, say you?
Yes, global warming. I will
Uh-huh.
write it.
And
Here.
okay. What is the what's the simile?
What is the difference?
The difference?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's the same. It's not the same?
Well, they are related, but global warming is how the temperature all over the whole world is
Yeah.
rising. The temperature is rising
Yeah.
over the whole world. But climate change is the local changes that happen in any given area. So a climate change is when your climate normally, for mine, for instance, in winter, it's very cold. We get a lot of snow. The winter lasts from December through to the end of March. But now, winter doesn't start until more into January, and often winter is done by the beginning of March. So our climate has changed. That's the climate in a given area, and it's changed. And sometimes climate change can be really nasty. For us, having it a bit warmer is nice. I like climate change. It's great.
No.
But if you lived in an area that's very, very, very hot
Yeah.
anyway, and then it gets another 5 degrees hotter every summer, that's really nasty. That is climate change. So global warming creates climate change. So the
Okay.
two are a little bit different.
Then when you want to make something for that situation, you can can change the climate change, but not the global warming.
Well, I think that if you're going to change one thing, the only thing you can really do is change the global warming, because global warming is happening from the carbon dioxide in the air, and that comes from burning fossil fuels like oil, even burning forests. Any time where you are allowing the carbon to go into the atmosphere, that is what is causing the global warming. So many people believe that it isn't people who cause the global warming, but carbon naturally goes into the atmosphere, and at various times we've had times of being very hot and times the earth has been very cold. And they feel that this is just one of the Earth's movements toward the hot end. and then it can very easily move back again. But it takes thousands and thousands and thousands of years for those changes to take place. But this change going into this global warming seems like it's very fast. Other people believe it's because of what we're doing, what people are doing, burning these fossil fuels. What do you
Yes,
think?
I think is for that for the people. We make a lot of things mm, of the world destruction.
Mm-hmm.
We we are very consumers. How do you
We
say?
are.
We all the time is buy things and buy things and
Oh,
buy things,
consuming.
consuming. Yeah, and I
Consuming,
think it
yes.
is. And we have a phone, and I want other one, and then I want to buy something else, and I like a car, and then other car, and I
Yeah,
think it is very very clear that we are contributing
con,
contributing
con,
contribute contributing
contributing.
to
Yes,
this change. But some people think is normal. It's a normal situation. Some people say it's a normal change to the earth,
right.
and I don't think so. I think we have to change. We have to change our kind of life if I want to conserve our planet.
Yes. But it is always such a problem because of the nature of our cultures here, our society. We are, what do they call that now? It's just dropped out of my mind. I keep thinking of consumer. We're a consumer society, a capitalist society.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And capitalist society means that we always must be growing a profit. We must always be getting a bigger and bigger profit. In order to do that, we need to make more things to sell to people. And when we make things, we create greenhouse gases because we burn fossil fuels in order to make whatever it is we're making. And then we have to spend a lot of money convincing people that they want these things that we've just made, that they need to buy these things that
Yes,
we've
you
just
need
made.
it.
You need them.
You need to change it.
Yes. But how do we change that? How do we change that kind of society? How can we live within our means as far as energy needs go? So much of the greenhouse gases are coming from burning fossil fuels. We dig it out of the ground, we put it into our cars so that we can go back and forth to work. We like to take trips, like I know you do
Yeah,
and I do, so we get into an airplane and
yeah,
we
that's
take an
true.
airplane across the sky and we're
because
using a
because I
lot of
can't
fuel.
go working to Canada. I can't go working.
So, how do we make people change how they live in order to back off on the greenhouse gases?
Yes, that's true. But you can do some small things like not change your phone in 1 year, or not to go all days in your car to your work.
Yeah,
As small things, but if many people do small things, it will be better.
I agree. It certainly, each and every one of us has to do small things, but I think that governments have to be involved in this. Somehow we have to convince politicians that it's important to conserve. I know it's interesting because when I was in Venezuela, gasoline was so cheap.
Oh, like
So
water,
cheap,
like what?
yeah.
Yes, like water. I went to La Guajira last week. You know where is La Guajira? La Guajira
No.
is when you how to say frontera uh, between the place between Venezuela and Colombia. It
Okay.
is the state when you have the frontier. How to say frontera? I don't know the
Yes,
line.
the border.
Ah,
Frontera
the
is the
border.
border.
Yes,
Yeah.
the La Guajira is the border with Venezuela,
Okay.
and I was very, 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 how to say, afraid, because um, they go to Venezuela and they came to Colombia with oil, and they travel with the oil in his cars, and it's very dangerous. But
Was it
is
oil or gasoline? Petrol?
gasoline.
Gasoline, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yes, they come with gasoline in they say Pimpinas, in his cars, and it's very dangerous. But it's cheaper than the water.
Yes,
Here is very, very, very expensive. The gasoline is
yes.
very expensive in Colombia, but there is very cheap.
It's funny, isn't it? It's because they produce
Yeah,
the gas there. They have oil and they produce it and sell it very cheap to Venezuelans. Yeah,
yeah,
and in Canada, we produce an oil that is not a very high quality oil, and it needs to be refined um, quite a lot before it's useful as gasoline. But in Venezuela, I think it is a better quality oil, and they can produce gasoline very cheaply.
yes. Yes, that's true. But now they don't have paper. They don't have hygienic paper, and they are changing paper for
Paper?
gasoline. Yes, paper in for the bathroom. You
Toilet paper?
say yes. They don't have. They
Oh, that's funny. They're cheap. Toilet
yes.
paper?
They don't have right now. They don't have.
Oh dear.
Then you can change in La Guajira this paper, how to say,
Toilet paper.
toilet paper for gasoline. Is you can 1 gallon for
One
one
roll.
roll. Yes, that's true.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Do you think global warming is going to change over the next century? Do you think it will get worse or get better? Do you think we'll save ourselves?
I think it is uh, it is changed right now. Not in 100 years. Right now, I can feel the change.
Yeah.
Yes,
Do you think that it will get worse?
yes, I think
Yeah.
uh, yes.
Hmm.
I I really think it's not enough uh, the things that we are doing. I think it will be worse.
So, what do you think that we should do? I think, in terms of governments, what do you think they should do? How can we make a change?
I think the people who can change the things are the, the voice. Our voice can change in the situation in the future, because I think the governments now don't have enough enough feelings about the situation, but the voice are thinking different for that things. My boy take care for the water, take care for the trees, and I think they can change the situation in the future. Right now, I don't think the government can do anything else because, for example, at USA or in Canada or in Brazil, there are a lot of Congress, yes, about the situation, and the governments go and, um, and write about different forms to change, but they never do the enough things, I think.
Right. They do a lot of talking. They
Yes,
talk
yes,
and talk and talk.
and travel and travel and travel and
Yes, that's true, because they have to get to this summit meeting and that summit meeting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think USA have a good policies about environment policies, but they are producing in China right now, and in China you can do all you want to do, and they don't have any problem. Now we are exporting carbon. How do you say carbon?
Carbon?
How to
Type
carbon?
it. Type
Yeah,
it in the chat. Type it so I can see. Carbon. Charcoal.
yeah. For the
Yes.
uh, for the how to say calderas?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like in the past, like in the past, and they are using uh, that type or energy is
Yes.
very dangerous of the environment for the environment.
There is still, I think carbon is coal,
Coal,
and
yeah.
coal, it's still being used in the United States. They are still mining for coal. But now in the United States, they are doing something else that's really causing some trouble with the environmentalists. It's called fracking. Have you heard of fracking? I will
Parking.
write it.
Okay. Hmm. What? I don't know what means.
Okay. Fracking is a way that they're getting oil out of the ground. Um, I don't know the exact method, but it pushes, I think it causes pressure in it. It pushes up on the oil and brings oil that was very far down in the ground. It brings it up so that they can get at it. But it's very, uh, it's not good for the environment around it, and many people are very upset about this process. And it's causing a great deal of difficulty, and they think it is more dangerous than mining for coal. So
But
it's done in a similar area in the mountains. So, yeah,
the
it's
same in Colombia. The USA companies come here, and there are um, eh, explotando, how do you say, mm, uh, mines of oil, or they are exploring
yes,
uh, in protect areas.
yes, okay,
Yes, because they have money, and it's important for the people the money, and they go to the country to the and give money for the people, and the people don't understand about the problem, and permit that things.
yeah. Yeah, that's a problem. Um, let's see, what other questions can I ask? Okay, here's a good one. What single action should the world take to reduce the dangers of global warming?
Mm. I will go in. I'm
Oh,
going to I'm going to take a bath with my son.
I was going to ask you, how old is your son?
He's 16 years old.
16. Ah, okay.
Yeah,
And
he's
so,
at the university. He's,
oh,
from
what is he taking at university?
finanzas, how to say financial, finance. Oh, I don't
Financial?
know.
Financial?
Yes, yes,
With
like this,
money?
like this.
Yeah.
How do you say?
Money.
Yeah,
Financial.
yeah, yes,
Financial. Yes.
and
Okay.
an international business, yes,
Oh, good for him. Good for
yes.
him.
But
Wow.
any something different to environment or quality, or I study health and security and health, and she said, you're crazy. You never will be rich.
Well, again, there's always that trade-off between money and the environment. It just
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
like every way that we know to make money, it always seems to be bad for the environment.
Yes, yes, that's true. It's,
Whatever it is we do,
yes.
it causes a problem. So somehow we have to find a way to balance the need to make money with the need to protect our planet. So
Now our business around the environment care. There are a lot of business. You can um, reduce your waste, or you can sell that. You can you can vender, sell your waste.
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding.
You can sell sell
You can self the waste. I am not
uh,
sure.
when how do you say when you vend it?
Sell,
Okay,
sell.
self with it. Okay,
Yes,
you
you can sell the waste.
yeah.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Some, yes, because we are trying to do more in the way of recycling, which is a good thing to do. You have a waste product from something, you sell it, and they can make something else from it.
Yeah.
One thing that,
But it's not a good form or change the situation, because when you sell your waste, the waste had an energy to produce it. You have
yes,
to to you have to do and you have to use energy for do the waste.
yes, but I think it's true that no matter what we do, a certain amount of energy is required. Years, like hundreds of years ago, that energy might come from maybe horses. Horses would turn a wheel and, you could make something happen with gears and such. In other places, I don't know about Colombia. Did you have water wheels from when there are waterfalls?
Yes, I
Yes,
have.
and the
We
waterfall would
produce.
turn the wheel.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that's water power. And then we have wind power. No matter what we make, whether we are trying to do something with waste materials to turn them into something else, or making something from new materials, it always will require a certain amount of energy. And how we get that energy, I think, is the key. If we burn fuels, fossil fuels like oil, coal, those fuels are non-renewable. We can't get them back ever again, because once they're gone, they're gone. They're in the earth, we dig them up, we use them, they're gone. But there is energy that is renewable, like wind and water and solar.
Sun, solar, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Is there much in the way of solar panels being put up in Colombia?
Yes, now in my company we are making an experiment with
Oh, yeah.
solar panels in a big area in a site in Cali. It is a new experiment because we don't have environment problems, but because we are a gas company, but industrial gases company. Then I produce oxygen and nitrogen.
Okay.
But and then if you have if you don't have contaminants for the air, but we have to use a lot of energy in order to produce that elements. Then
Right.
we are trying to use the solar energy with panels, but we are just installing the panels right now.
Okay. Well,
I will tell you about.
that's interesting. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Uh, do you use in Colombia waterfalls to produce electricity?
Yes, we
Yes.
have a lot of energy is produced with waterfalls.
Oh, good.
Yes, we have a lot of this kind of energy. We don't have the other class like thermoelectric.
Thermoelectric?
No, we don't have a lot of that. We have uh, waterfalls and it's the most common way to have energy.
To produce electricity.
Yes, yes.
So you don't have any nuclear power there?
No, no.
No. Lucky you. That's the best.
Yeah. It's a
Because
beautiful place. We have a water and water and water and water, and we can think we will have it forever. Oh, when I went to Spain, I was very confused because I went to the bath and take a shower,
yes.
and in 5 minutes the water disappeared, and I thought,
Oops.
what? What's wrong? Then I asked for it and say me, if you take a shower, it is for a few minutes, just for a few for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yes,
Yes.
and I was really strange, but I don't know. Here you are in a shower and you can stay here
A long
for
time.
hours, but but it will be different.
In
Yeah,
Canada, in my area at least, it is the same. We have a lot of water. We have many, many lakes, lots of fresh water. And I know when I have gone to other places like I went to Oaxaca, Mexico,
yeah.
and they don't have much water there. So you have to be very careful with the water. Yeah, it's something that if you live in a country where there's lots of it, you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
But if you live in a country that has very little, um, they just can't imagine how we waste it.
Yes, we can
We
imagine.
just use water, no problem. Shower, yeah.
The rivers, when they chose me the rivers, I say, it's a river? No, isn't it? It's so different
Yeah.
because they have pure water. Yes, a little water. Yeah.
We have areas in Canada that are like a desert with very little water. Because Canada is such a large country, we
Yeah.
go from the eastern part of our country, which is kind of low mountains, not very high mountains, and low-lying areas. And then as you head west, you come across the prairies, which is very flat grasslands. And that area, you have to be careful with the water because some years we get lots of rainfall and they have flooding. Then other years they get no rainfall and they don't have enough water to water their crops or give their animals a drink. So
Poor.
so they like to try and save the water in good years, so they've got some water for the bad years.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then if you get right to the west of Canada, you're into the mountains. And that's where the main water comes from. The fresh water that goes into the prairies comes from the ice and snow on the mountains when it melts in the summertime. It fills the rivers which go into the prairies.
Mhm.
And as we get global warming, there's less snow that falls on the mountains and less water for the rivers in the springtime. So they're very concerned about the amount of water as global warming gets worse. And
You have to take a picture for your sons because they will have other earth.
yeah, it will look very different.
About the mountains when you
Yes,
have how to say
this,
snow.
The
in the
snow,
mountain.
yes, snow and ice.
When I child, I know one mountain with a lot of snow, and now it's different,
Yeah.
totally different.
I have been to the mountains in Canada several times. It used to be, even in summertime, you could see snow on the top of the mountains.
Yeah,
But a few years ago, when I went in the summertime, there was almost no snow at all. So by midsummer, most of the snow is gone completely. There
yeah,
is still snow in the winter, but not so much anymore in the summer.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's the same, the same. Oh, horrible.
it is.
bad,
It's pretty bad.
bad news, bad news.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. And it's so hard to know what to do. And sometimes I feel like I don't know what
Yes,
we can do to make it, to stop it. So I think one of the things that we as people have to do is learn how to live with climate change. We have to learn how to live in a world that has a different kind of weather than what our parents were used to or their parents were used to. And your son and my daughters, they will share an even more different world as things progress and get warmer. Yeah, so we have to learn how to deal with that.
yes,
Oh, we have
that's
a new person who just joined the class. My goodness, Ricardo, hello.
Hello, teacher. Hello, everybody.
I wish you'd come earlier.
Yes, I am testing my webcam.
Ah, okay. Well, I see. Oh,
okay.
there. I saw you
Yeah,
briefly.
my
There he is.
briefing.
Hello.
Uh,
Do you have any thoughts on climate change or global warming?
oh no,
No.
I'm showing verbally for my friend.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Well, we're just about ready to close this topic. So, Carmenza, thank you so much for joining me and being a very good sport, being the only person to talk to.
It was nice.
It was
I
fun. It
it,
was
it
good.
was fun.
I'm very glad to meet you.
I'm glad to meet you too.
So, if I want to visit Colombia, where should I go first?
Uh, yes, I will give you my address, and you can call me if you are in Bogota. I will be very very very, how to say, contenta if you
Uh-huh.
were here.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah,
So, I will at some point make it to Bogota.
yes,
It sounds lovely. It's in the mountains. It sounds like it's very nice weather there.
yes, it's very nice. It's nice. It's nice here. It's a nice here.
Well, if you are close to Toronto, then you should look me up as well.
Okay, okay.
How long are you going to be in Toronto?
Do weeks.
Two
For 2
weeks
weeks. I
in
will
October.
go in October 20, and I go come back on November 5.
Who are you visiting?
I have two friends, a very good friend, and my best friend of the university.
Oh,
Uh,
very good.
there are my favorite friends.
Very good. Are they Canadian or are they Colombian?
No, from Colombia, but one is in Canada from 20 years,
Oh, wow.
26 years, and my other friend is there for 11 years. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, I should say goodbye to you now. And again, thank you so much for joining. And we'll see you again in another class. Okay?
Okay,
All right.
goodbye. Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.